The times were dynamic and called for dynamic people and organizations. General Hap Arnold knew America needed an Air Force Association, and the cadre he gathered for its creation was awe-inspiring. War heroes, four-star generals, movie stars, future presidents, and industry giants all came together as one to create a nationwide organization in early 1946 that would literally be the force behind the United States Air Force for 60 years. Among them was the association's first national president, Medal of Honor recipient General Jimmy Doolittle, who took a year off as vice president at Shell Oil to set up AFA chapters across the country. Their objective was simple: aggressively advocate the establishment of the Air Force as a separate service. AFA did just that, and on September 18, 1947, the Air Force became a separate service. At the first AFA National Convention, Chief of Staff Carl Toohey Spotts stressed that AFA's ability to generate public support is as essential to effective air power as industries, airplanes, and airmen. His words hold true today, and AFA has been there for the Air Force since the beginning. From the World Congress of Flight in 1959, the Gathering of Eagles in 1986, Air Force 50 in 1997, and the Global Air Chiefs Conference in 2003, AFA has advocated the need for a strong national defense by bringing the Air Force to the forefront of the public through world-class air and space power venues. In addition to an advocacy role, AFA has always been dedicated to education, educating our youth, educating the active force, and especially educating Congress and the public about the critical role of aerospace power in the defense of our nation. From Air Force Magazine to our online daily report, from the Acre Institute to professional development conferences to air warfare and space symposia, through grassroots memberships, scholarships, and educational programs on Capitol Hill, AFA never loses focus on the importance of education to our national security. The association was there in the early 70s to make possible the establishment of the Community College of the Air Force, which has directly helped millions of Air Force enlisted men and women earn their associate degrees. AFA's support of the Air Force and the Air Force family has been a constant for the past 6 decades. AFA developed the Air Force Councils in 1956 so the Chief of Staff could get an unvarnished view of what really was going on. It was AFA's Enlisted Council that first discussed the idea of a senior enlisted position for the Air Force. In 1956, AFA also created the annual Recognition of Outstanding Enlisted Personnel, a first-class honors event that evolved into today's prestigious 12 Outstanding Airmen program. And it was AFA in 1991, along with the Air Force Sergeants Association, that began the long process of designing, funding, and building our Air Force Memorial, honoring the millions of patriotic men and women who have distinguished themselves in the United States Air Force and earlier organizations. Strong volunteer leadership, coupled with a professional staff second to none, has ensured AFA has remained the force behind the force for 60 years. True to the foresight of General Arnold and General Doolittle, the Air Force Association has been a proud partner since before there was an Air Force, through 4 decades of Cold War, the Vietnam War, Desert Storm, and the current war on terrorism. It is as true today as it was in 1946. The Air Force Association is the force behind the force.